What alarmed me the most about this video is that the line of people that are there wraps around the block.
I was like, there is no way that I'm not going to not even get an interview for this position. Guess who didn't even get an interview for the position?
Yes!
How's it going? How's it going? So what are we looking for today?
Hey, so I'm actually looking for a summer internship.
Awesome. Well, unfortunately, we aren't offering anything right now. We're not even hiring.
Got back from a job fair, and I just want to say, like, what the hell? I thought last year was bad. This year, trash.
You want me to be making, if my number is normal, very normal for my experience, and I've made before, and the requirements, if that number that I pitched is here, and you want to pay me here?
If I were looking for a job right now, there are two main things I would do. Number one is I would look into contracts. I always talk about how during poor labor markets, employers will stop full-time hiring, but they will increase contract workers.
Here's 3 things I researched before going into a career fair. First, I'm going to find 10 to 15 open roles in 10 to 15 different companies.
Remember going to job fairs and actually coming out with a job offer or an interview? It's not looking good these days. I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok where people are going to career fairs, job fairs, and walking out with just those pencils or stress balls. Yeah, they're going to need them stress balls.
How's it going? How's it going? So what are we looking for today?
Hey, so I'm actually looking for a summer internship.
Awesome. Well, unfortunately, we aren't offering anything right now. We're not even hiring.
You're not, why are y'all even here?
Just what you got to do, you know?
What?
Yeah, have a good one. Ooh, so unfortunately for this type of internship, we're actually looking for somebody with 15 plus years of experience in the field, and you don't qualify for any of that. I see here that you have a PhD in finance and a master's in finance, which is awesome. But we like someone with a little bit more experience, so we can get you set up with a cashier position, if you'd be open to that. Honestly, everything looks great. We don't have a position here exactly where you want to be, but we have a position on the moon, if that works for you. Well, I'm sorry we couldn't do anything at all for you today, but can I interest you in some company hand sanitizer or 30 pens? No? Okay, well, I don't see senior on here anywhere, so would that mean you're a freshman, sophomore, or junior?
Yeah, I'm a sophomore.
Okay, yeah. Great. Well, it was really nice meeting you. Can I actually get a resume? Yeah. Thank you. Awesome. Appreciate you. Well, we will keep in touch.
Yes!
Not too bad. So I just watched a video of a woman in New York City who just came from a job fair. And the video is linked in my caption. It is the MTA Job Fair, and the woman is screaming down the block like, don't waste your time, don't go in there, they're not taking applications. What alarmed me the most about this video is that the line of people that are there wraps around the block. And literally the woman is screaming out. When you get inside, all they're going to do is point you in the direction of a screen, and the screen is going to tell you where to go online to apply. Meanwhile, you see people dressed up, people holding folders that I'm sure contain their resumes and whatever pertinent information they need to try to get a job. And once again, this line is wrapped around the goddamn block. It was the most visual representation of a ghost job that these companies and these corporations play in folks' faces when folks really need work, when folks really want to work. And I can only imagine the amount of folks that came down there who were on their last leg, who have past due bills, who are facing eviction, who need to stock groceries in the house, trying to mentally prepare themselves to put as best foot forward as they could, only to find out in line that foot forward was leading them into a dead end.
I think the most discouraging thing about this job market is that the jobs that do come available want so much from you, and they don't have a lot of pay that's involved in it. And I just came out of I would say it was a really good job interview. Like, I could easily see myself do the work. And then they asked what I wanted, and I was like, okay. And they were kind of like, encouraging me to be very honest about, and it wasn't just going to be copywriting, it was going to be marketing operations, it was going to be heavily like branding, social media. I'd be wearing a lot of hats, and they're like, okay, so, based on your skill set, based on all the things we told you, based on the fact that you'll probably do overtime as well, because be an hourly position, you be doing trade shows, all these sort of things. I was like, okay, well, if I'm honest with you, based on everything that I've heard, and you're actively encouraging me to write down what I want my number to be. Here is it. Here is the number that I know that I have actually made before doing one of these jobs, let alone 3. Here is that number. I know it might be different because I'm in a new state now, but here's that number. And then sitting in that interview, and I know that person was genuinely trying to be sweet and give me really good advice about the market. But they kept telling me over and over again they've never seen this number in all their years for the type of position that I would be working for. They've never seen anyone ask for that number. And I was like, they don't even know anyone who has made that number. This isn't a crazy number, by the way. I was just like, I just want you to know, I have had 2 jobs that have paid me this exact number. I'm willing to negotiate down. I want to know what our expectations are. And mind you, this job was going to be very gray. The expectations would be very, very gray. They were saying anything like the minimum amount of hours that they wanted me to work each week was 40, but they have people working like 60. And I was like, that's okay. And so you want me to be making, if my number is normal, very normal for my experience, and I've made before, and the requirements, if that number that I pitched is here, and you want to pay me here to be doing 50-hour plus weeks, wearing 3 different hats, and trying to like reassure me that they've never seen anyone make that kind of money before, the very normal rate that I was asking. I know they meant well, but it was just such a weird experience to have to say, well, now you have met someone who has made this total normal amount. Maybe it's because it was in a different state. And I even tried to pedal back. I was like, I am very interested in working for you at that rate that you want me to work for it. I don't feel comfortable or think that 50 hours to 60 hours a week would be something that I would want to do in this specific industry. Like, if you would be willing, let's brainstorm. I'm a problem solver, so I offered other ways that we can make it work, and I just don't think it's going to, and that's okay. But if anyone was wondering what it's like right now in the job market, that's what it is. So,
Got back from a job fair, and I just want to say, like, what the hell? I thought last year was bad. This year, trash. It's a dumpster fire. I've been to 2 this week. At the first one, there were 3 employers. At this one, there were 4 employers. There were hundreds and hundreds of people who signed up. I've just been personally doing a lot of contract work, and so I really wanted to settle down and find something full-time. But like, the way things are going, I might just be a contractor forever. Be tired of going from project to project, from client to client. Like, I guess in retrospect, when I had the 9 to 5, well, more like 8 to 6, had that, I really wanted more flexibility. They always say like the grass is greener on the other side, because like when I had the 9 to 5, I was miserable, and now that I have the more flexible life, I am still miserable. Maybe the lesson is we're just going to be miserable no matter what.
When I was growing up, we would go to career fairs or whatever they had at the college and come out with an interview or actually a job offer that same day. But today it just seems so different, and it's sad to watch these videos, but it seems like that's the state of the job market right now. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are looking for work. Unemployment is high. Job creation is low. Watch this.
Yet another glimpse of how horrible the job market is right now. I'm laughing because I'm just that shook. I am trying to get a job in aviation. I have worked for an airline since 2018, 8 years, damn near a decade. My first job in aviation was a guest service agent or gate agent for Spirit Airlines. So at this point, I've been through gate agent training for Spirit, gate agent training for Delta, flight attendant training, an additional week of customer service training, a few days of leadership training, another additional week of customer service / leadership training. Then I go to flight school and become a pilot. Can't get a job. My guaranteed job starts in a few months. I need something to do in between. I'm looking online, scroll. I come across this job posting. As I'm reading the job posting, my heart's pumping. My face is flushed. I start sweating a little bit. I damn near lose my hearing because I have never seen a job description that fits my background so perfectly. Like a glove, if you will. Excuse the cliche. I start typing my cover letter. Don't even need to look anything up. Don't even need to use a template because I'm like, I know exactly what to say. But I was like, there is no way that I'm not going to not even get an interview for this position. Guess who didn't even get an interview for the position? They just emailed me and cited that they're looking for somebody more aligned for the job. So when you see me on the corner of North Scottsdale Road with a cardboard sign that says, I will do fill in the blank for flight hours, keep driving. And by the way, I have a squeaky clean record, okay? Because I know a few people have been like, are you having like a hard time getting a job for an airline? Do you have like a DUI or like, do you have like some kind of criminal record? No. And 0 check ride failures.
So, what are some suggestions that you have for people who are losing their jobs, people that are in the job market, trying to find work, people who are in jobs they really don't want to keep, but they have to stay because this is all it is right now? What are they to do? Take a look at this.
If I were looking for a job right now, there are two main things I would do. Number one is I would look into contracts. I always talk about how during poor labor markets, employers will stop full-time hiring, but they will increase contract workers. One, because they can hire contractors on a fixed basis, have to pay for 401k match, salary, any benefits, health insurance. They basically just give you very high hourly wage. Some people don't like that format because then they ask themselves like, oh, what am I supposed to do about health insurance? If you're under 26, you can be on your parents' health insurance. You can also get insurance on the marketplace. I know it's a lot more expensive, but it's better to have something that is allowing for income to come in than not have anything at all. You can also explore the option of taking on contracts through corp to corp, where you have your own corporation and through your corporation, you can give yourself health insurance and benefits, and you'll still be contributing to Social Security tax, you'll be doing payroll tax and all that jazz. Personally, that's how I like my contracts. Give it to me corp to corp. Second thing I would be doing would be looking at emerging industries or emerging markets. When I graduated college in 2016, I fell into regulatory, but mainly it's just because there was an expansion in regulatory opportunities. There was an increase in global clinical studies. US FDA and ex-US health authorities were tightening their regulations of studies, and the Affordable Care Act also contributed a lot of growth to regulatory opportunities in biotech and pharma, healthcare in general. Taking a look at where we are in 2026, number one, healthcare is always expanding, so I would continue to explore roles in healthcare, but I would also look at opportunities in AI, and not like those, people just say AI is a buzzword, but not those buzzword type of jobs that actually make sense. There are a bunch of data centers that are being built all across the country. Would look at roles that have to do with building data centers, which is likely construction-based roles, or managing inside the data centers. I would look at AI implementation specialist, AI governance analyst. The governance role kind of reminds me a bit of when I first started in regulatory. There were these ambiguous titles that were oversight of this thing, oversight of clinical study, but it blossomed into a very stable career. Anything that has to do with risk, compliance, oversight of this new market, that is what I would be looking at. And these are some of the infrastructure, energy, construction roles that I was referring to: electrical engineer, energy project analyst, environmental compliance specialist. It's no secret that a lot of these data centers are not great for the environment, so there's going to be additional roles available to address that problem in the best way possible. Healthcare is always budding, so you can look at some of these healthcare roles: clinical data manager, anything that has to do with data, period.
Before I walk up to a company at a career fair, I always do this first. Here's 3 things I research before going into a career fair. First, I'm going to find 10 to 15 open roles in 10 to 15 different companies. You don't want to be that person that goes in blindly every year. I've been that person. We got to make sure now you're not that person that goes in with no plan, no ideas, just walking in blind. I say 15 because usually career fairs I go to are larger, that have like 100 plus companies. If it's a smaller career fair, you can scale it down to maybe 5 companies. For me, that would look like business analyst, business strategy, roles like that. Next, I look up a project or product that excites me from each company. So let's say the company is Google, the role is business analyst, and the product is their devices team. That will be for one company, and I would do that for every single company I'm going for. Lastly, I would go on LinkedIn, look up the name of the company and the role I want to go for, and then connect with people in those roles of those specific companies. And then when they connect back, I would typically reach out, introduce myself, and let them know that I'm going to a career fair to get a role that they have and ask how to best go about that and pitch myself. Now, of course, tread lightly. Like, don't just like in your first message ask them for the answers or the blueprint to get in the job, but you have to introduce yourself, ease yourself in there, and eventually kind of ask for advice. Okay, you collected your info. The career fair is finally here. It's time to go inside. Like, this is what I would say day of. So now I would walk up to a recruiter and say, "Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Kalechi. I'm a third-year business student at Georgia Tech. I saw that Google is hiring business analysts and their devices team. So I kind of wanted to ask, how does your team approach the introduction of AI into your devices team?" So now they know I did my homework. I listed what roles they're hiring for. I listed their team name. I asked a question about how they're approaching a project on their team. So you can see how this instantly sets me apart from someone that walks up to them like, "Hey, are you guys hiring?" So when career fairs come around, y'all, don't sleep, all right? Do your research early, do your homework early, and get them jobs.